For integers, whenever we add two same sign integers, right? When we add some same sign integers, right? Adding same sign integers. So how do we add them? Like if you are adding minus 30 minus 45, right? So how do we add? We add their numerical value, keeping the sign same. So this will become 75 and sign will remain same, right? Similarly, if you are adding two positive integers, 30 and 45, both are positive. So answer will be positive 40, positive 75. Are you getting that? So whenever you add same sign integers, you always add their numerical values, keeping the sign same. Is that clear? Okay. So whether you are adding a positive values or you are adding the positive negative values, right? Then when you are adding different sign integers, right? Suppose you are adding minus 35 plus 15. You need to add them, right? You are adding them. So what you will do? Always subtract their numerical values. These are the numerical values. 35 and 15 are the numerical values. We always subtract the numerical values, right? So this is 0 and this is 2. So after subtracting 15 from 35, we get 20. And what will be the sign of 20? Sign of the 20 will be the sign of the number having greater numerical value, right? So minus 35 having greater numerical value and its sign is negative. So answer sign will also be negative, right? So when you are adding two different sign integers, we always subtract the numerical values. Are you getting that? Abhinav, switch on the video. Yes, Kriyansh, is that clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So this is the rule for addition, right? Now when we are multiplying same sign integer. When we are multiplying same sign integer, for example, we are multiplying minus 3 and minus 5, right? So whenever we multiply same sign integer, your result always be positive, right? Okay, so multiply their numerical values, 5 into 3, that is 15, and two negative sign becomes a positive one, right? Is that clear? Okay, similarly, when you are multiplying two positive numbers, then also your result will be positive, right? So whether you multiply minus 3 and minus 5 or 3 and 5, right? In both the case, you will get same result. Is that clear? Okay, right? So negative will become positive. But if you are multiplying two integers, one is positive and another is negative. Priyansh, are you getting this? Yes or no? Suppose you are
Yes, ma'am.
multiplying minus 3 and plus 5. You are multiplying two different sign integers. In this case, your result will be negative. Okay, is that clear? Or if you are multiplying plus 3 and minus 5, then also your result will be minus 50, right? So what does it mean? That means whenever you are multiplying same sign integers, two same sign integers, your result will be positive. And when you are multiplying two different sign integers, your result will always be negative. Is that clear to everyone? Right? But there is a twist, right? If you are multiplying more than two integers, right? If you are multiplying more than two integers, right? In that case, you will count the number of negative sign. Is that clear? For example, if I say minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1, right? Into minus 1, and this is suppose 7 times, right? So what will be the result? Who will tell me? Okay. Yes, Kriyansh, can you tell me? If you multiply minus 1 7 times, what will be the result?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Ma'am,
Wait.
ma'am,
Priyansh,
positive 7.
positive 7. Abhinav,
Ma'am, minus 1 multiplied
minus
by
1. Minus
okay.
1, you are multiplying minus 1 7 times to itself. So what you
Okay,
will
ma'am.
get?
Ma'am, positive 7.
Positive 7.
Yes, ma'am.
Rashmika,
Ma'am, you'll get the same sign, ma'am, since it's a
minus what?
number.
minus 1 or minus plus 1 or minus 1? What you will be getting?
-1.
Minus 1. Samarth. Pardon? Samarth. Sorry.
Ma'am, -1.
Minus 1. So result will be -1. Why? Because the negative sign, this time the negative sign are odd number of times, right? Okay, so we are multiplying -1 7 times, right? 7 is an odd number, right? So whenever there are negative sign odd number of times, your result always be negative, right? So odd number of times, odd number, negative sign is odd number of times, result will be negative, okay? And if you are multiplying the numbers where negative sign is even number of times, then result will always be positive, right? For example, if you are multiplying -1 100 times, then what will be the result? It will be 1. Why? Why 1? Because 100 is an even number. So if you are multiplying the numbers which are negative, right, and the number of the negative sign are even, your result will be positive. Everybody getting that? Okay. So these things we have to use similarly when you are dividing, right? When you are dividing the integers, right? Dividing. Okay. When you are dividing same sign integer, right? Minus a upon minus b, right? Result will be positive. If you are dividing two integers which are positive, then also your result will be positive. If you are dividing one negative number with another number that is positive, then your result will be negative. Okay. Or you are dividing a positive number with a negative number, then also your result will be negative. Is that clear? Okay. While you are subtracting, in subtraction, what you have to do? You have to simply write down the mathematical expression, and after that you have to follow the same rules of addition, right? So suppose if you are subtracting a minus b, right? So this will become a plus b. Getting that? So this minus sign will become plus. Is that clear? Similarly, if you are subtracting a minus plus b, then it will remain a minus b, right? Minus plus will become minus. Similarly, if you are having minus a minus b, then it will be minus a plus b. And if you are having yes, everybody got this? Yes, sir. Minus a minus plus b, then it will be minus a plus b. Oh, sorry, minus b. Getting that? So in this, we will first solve the mathematical expression when we have multiple signs, and after that we will follow the rule of addition only. Is that clear? Yes, any doubt till here, please? Suppose we have to simplify 3 minus 5 minus 6 divided by 3. Whenever we have multiple operations together, we always use BODMAS. Don't forget this. Okay. B for bar, very first. After that, bracket. Then O of, D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, then S for subtraction. Right? So these are the preferences, right? In which order we actually do the simplification. Right? Okay. So as you can see here, within the bracket, we have 5 minus 6 divided by 3. So very first, we will solve the bracket. Okay. Now within the bracket, we have division and subtraction, right? So division have higher priority than subtraction. So we will divide first. So 5 minus 6 divided by 3 is 2, right? So we will first solve this. 3 minus, now 5 minus 2 is
3.
3. 3 minus 3 is
0.
right? So in this way, we have to solve, right? Similarly, suppose we have another question. 4 plus 1 by 5 minus 10 into 25 minus 13 minus 3. There is a bar. Curly bracket close, division, minus 5, square bracket close. Now we have to solve this, right? So please see this carefully. Now, Very first, we will say, now within the bracket, there are certain preferences given, right? So for the smaller bracket, this is small bracket, right, is having the highest preference. First, we will solve this, then curly bracket, okay? And after this, square bracket, right? In this way, we have to solve the brackets. If we have many brackets or more than one bracket, then we will solve according to this, right? So very first, we will solve the small bracket, right? So this is your small bracket, this one, getting it? This, now look at the bracket. Within the bracket, we have a bar, right? Okay, we have bar. So how to solve? Whenever we have a bar, whatever is there under the bar, we will solve it first, right? So irrespective of the sign of 13, however 13 is negative, irrespective of the sign of 13, we simply solve 13 minus 3, right? Taking 13 as a positive number, right? Because the negative sign of 13 is not under the bar. That's why we do not consider it. Is that clear? Okay. So how do we solve this? We will solve 25 minus, now 13 minus 3 is
10.
10. Getting that? Okay.
Yes,
Priyansh, are you
ma'am.
getting this? Yes. Rest we will write it as it is. So we will do this step by step. 4 plus 1 by 5. Now, 25 minus 10 is 25 minus 10 is 15, right? Bracket close, divided by minus 5, right? Now we will solve the curly bracket, small bracket we have solved, right? Now minus 10 into 15 is, again, apply
150
the rule
minus
when you are
150.
multiplying the two different sign integers. So when
Ma'am.
one is negative, other is positive. So your result will be negative. So this is minus
150.
150, right? Divided by minus 5. Now, again, apply the rule. When you are dividing the two negative sign integers, means both numerator and denominator are negative, your result will always be positive. Getting that?
Yes, ma'am.
4 plus 4 plus 1 by 5, right? Minus 150 divided by minus 5, right? So when you divide this, so follow the rule as I told you, right? So whenever both are negative, yeah, right? So your result will be positive, right? So now 150 divided by 5 will be
30.
30, right? And
30,
it
ma'am.
will be positive, right? Now we have 1 by 5 outside the square bracket, so it will be in multiplication, right? 1/5 of this bracket, that means 1/5 of 30. Now this is 6, right? And 4 plus 6 is 10.
10.
So what is the answer? 10 is the answer. So this is the way
Yes.
to do the simplification of such questions where we have multiple signs together. Is that clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Similar type of rules we will follow when we do the simplification using fractions, right? Fractions में भी हमें यही rule follow करने हैं. Addition, subtraction, multiplication or division की, right? Such that what in fractions, what we have to be taken care that like fractions can be added and subtracted. Similarly, right? When you are having two unlike fraction, you have to first convert them into the like fractions, right? And then you can add and subtract, right? While multiplication, we need not to convert the fractions into like fraction. We can multiply and divide unlike fractions also, right? So now let's come to some questions where we will do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of fractions. Now let's see how to handle fractions. Okay. Suppose we have to simplify. Everybody know, I hope everybody know about like fractions, unlike fractions, mixed fractions, equivalent fractions. Yes or no? If anybody have doubt among these, you can tell me. Okay. Because we are doing the question straightforward. Simplify 4, 5 by 6 minus 2, 3 by 8 plus 3, 7 by 12. Okay. So let me summarize you in brief. Like fractions are those fractions having same denominator, right? If the denominators are not same, they are unlike fractions. Okay. Equivalent fractions are those fractions whose values are same, right? And you can find equivalent fraction for a given fraction, unlimited equivalent fractions, by multiplying the numerator denominator by a number, a natural number, right? Okay. Okay. So let's suppose we have to add and subtract these mixed fractions directly. Okay, right? Now, very first step is to convert these mixed fraction into normal fraction, into proper fraction. Yes or no? Right? So everybody know how to convert, isn't it? So what is 4 by 5 by 6? What is 4 5 by
29 by
6?
6.
Pardon? 29 by 6, right?
Yes.
So this is 4 into 6. We will multiply this number and add 5, right? This is how we have to convert this. So 4 into 6 plus 5 upon 6, right? Similarly here, 2 into 8 plus 3 and remainder will remain same, okay? Similarly here, 3 into 12 plus 7 upon 12, right? So in this way, we have converted every mixed fraction to the normal one. Everybody please keep your video on. So this becomes 29 by 6 minus 2 into 8 into 2, 16 and 3, 19 by 8 plus 12 into 3 plus 7 is 43 by 12. Okay. So what we have done, Kriyansh, are you getting this? Yes or no? We have converted all the mixed numbers into the improper fraction. Now, we will find the LCM. LCM of all the denominators. LCM of 6, 8 and 12. Kriyansh, can you hear me? Yes, what is the LCM of 6, 8 and 12? LCM of 6, 8 and 12. Quickly tell me. Kriyansh, what is the LCM of 6, 8 and 12? Abhinav, Legend Master, please tell me. What is the
Yes.
LCM of 6, 8 and 12?
Yes, ma'am. I'm calculating.
Why you are taking a lot of time? Yes, Parish.
Ma'am, 24.
24. 24 is the LCM of 6, 8 and 12. Okay, LCM is the least common multiple. The multiple which is of the smallest value. Okay, fine. So 24 is the LCM of 6, 8 and 12. Now we will write the numerator directly. So now look at here. This is 29, so we will write 29 as it is. Right now, we will multiply this 29 with the number which you will get by dividing 24 with 6. So when you divide 24 by 6, what you will be getting? 4, right? So we will multiply 29 with 4, right? And we'll write it as it is, right? Now 19, so write 19 here. Now again, we will multiply 19 with the number, right? When 24 divided by 8, whatever number you will get, you will multiply with 19. So 8, 3 times is 24. So we will write here 3. Similarly, again 43 here, right? This is 43. Now we will multiply 43 with the number which you will get when you divide 24 by 12, right? And this is 2, right? So in this way, we will write the numerator, right? Okay. So no need to convert them separately to find them, with equal denominator and then adding their numerators. You can do this in 1 or 2 step directly as the way I'm telling you. Okay. Now 29 into 4 is 116. 19 into 3 is 19 into 3 is 57. And 43 into 2 is
86.
86. Everybody know how to multiply directly, yes or no, with the single number? Or you are doing like this, 43 into 2 and this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I
You are doing
know.
like this. Don't do this.
No,
You can
ma'am.
do it directly.
No. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. That's what I
Right?
do.
So multiply this and this, you are getting 6. Okay. Right? Similarly, when you multiply 2 and 4, you will be getting 8. Right? So in this way, you can directly multiply. Okay. Divided by 24. Now, 116. So this is a positive integer. This is a positive integer. Write them together. 116 plus 86 minus 57 upon 24. Now add them. 116 and 86 is? Tell me.
Pardon,
202?
ma'am?
116.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 202.
Right, 202 minus 57 by 24.
202 minus 57.
Right? Now you can subtract. Right? So you have added two positive sign integers. Right? Similarly, if you have multiple negative sign integers, you can add them and finally subtract. Right? So here we have only one negative sign integers. Right? So that's why we have first added the positive sign integers and now we are subtracting 57 from it. So subtracting 57 from 202, you will be getting 145 by 24. Now,
Ma'am,
say this is
145 by
an
24.
improper fraction. Improper fraction hai ye? Yes or no? This is an improper fraction. Means
Yes, ma'am.
numerator is bigger than denominator. Right?
Denominator.
So you can divide it or you can convert this into the mixed fraction. It will go for 6 times. Right? So how many? What will be getting? 1, 6, 1 by 4. So this is the answer when you simplify these fractions directly. Is that clear? So this is how we can add and subtract the fractions, right? Now, when we need to multiply, right? Multiply the fractions. So as I told you that in multiplication, the fractions need not to be like. You can multiply and divide the unlike fractions also, right? Okay. So suppose you are having two fractions which you have to multiply, right? 2 by 3 of 9 by 16, right? So when you remove off, you have to put the sign of multiplication, right? Okay. So whenever you are multiplying two fractions, suppose you are multiplying a upon b with c upon d, we will simply multiply the numerators and denominators, right? Okay. So here also we will do the same thing, but before calculating this multiplication, first check whether they are divisible by a common factor. So yes, as you can see here, 9 can be divided by 3 times, and similarly 2 can divide 16 8 times, right?
8 times.
And now whatever you will be left in numerator denominator, you can write it after multiplication, right? So this will be 3 by 8. Is that clear? So do not do this in the way like you are multiplying 9 into 2, that is 18, and 16 into 3, that is 48. And then you are dividing 18 with 48. Don't do that. Or you are finding the number which will divide both of them, right? So the other easier way to do is to find out the common factor if you can divide a numerator denominator with it. Okay, and first simplify this, and finally you will get directly the simplest form of the fraction. Okay, this is the simplest, lowest form of the fraction, right? Why it is the lowest form of the fraction? Why it is simplest form of the fraction? Because 3 and 8 both do not have any common factor other than 1. Their HCF of 3 and 8 is 1. And that is why this is called simplest form. What is that? Simplest form or lowest form of the fraction. I hope everybody know this. You have already studied this in your class 6 also, right? So in this way we can multiply, right? Now while dividing, let's come to the division. When you are dividing, suppose you are dividing 4 by 9 with 2 by 3, right? So what we have to do? When we divide, we simply convert the division with multiplication. We will convert this division into multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the second number. Sit attentively, Abhinav. So this will be 3 by 2, right? So reciprocal of 2 by 3 is 3 by 2. So we simply convert the division sign into multiplication and we take the reciprocal of the divisor fraction, right? So 2 by 3, the reciprocal of 2 by 3 is 3 by 2. Kriyansh, are you getting that? Now you can simply multiply. Means हमें करना क्या है? हमें division को multiplication में convert कर लेना है पहले. कैसे convert करेंगे? We can simply convert division into multiplication and we take the reciprocal of the second fraction, right? The divisor fraction. इसका मत लेना कभी भी, right? You will get the wrong answer. Okay. Now we will simply multiply. So 2 times is 4 and 3 times is 9. So you will be getting 2 by 3. So what is the division? What is the result? What is the quotient? When you divide 4 by 9 with 2 by 3, it is 2 by 3. Is that clear? Yes or no? Priyansh, is that clear to you? Now suppose we have another question. 16 divided by 5 means 16 upon 5 divided by 8 upon 20 plus 15 upon 5 divided by 3 upon 35. Right? So we have two types of operations here, division and addition. Right? And both the division are there within the bracket. So we will first solve the brackets and after that we multiply. Right? So let's solve this bracket. So as we have division here, right? So we convert this division into multiplication, right? As I told you before this. So we will convert this division to multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the other term. Reciprocal of 8 upon 20 is 20 by 8. Bracket close. Plus, similarly, we will convert this 15 by 5 as it is. Division will convert into multiplication and take the reciprocal of 3 by 35. It will become 35 by 3. Getting that? Now we will solve them separately. So 8 2 times is 16. So we will find out that if any pair of numerator denominator can be cut. So we will do that. 5 4 times is 20. Similarly, 3 5 times is 15 and 5 7 times is 35. Right? Now write down what is left with. 2 into 4 here in the numerator. Similarly, 5 into 7 in the numerator. Right? In denominator, we have 1. Okay? Here we are having 1. So we are not writing them because 1 into 1 is 1. Right? Oh, that's why we are not writing it. Now 2 into 4 is 8 plus 5 into 7 is 35. Getting it? Okay. Now 8 plus 35 is 43. So what is the answer? Answer is 43, right? So in this way, we have calculated, we have simplified the multiple operations together in fractions. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, suppose we have multiple fractions, we are multiplying together, right? Okay. Simplify. 1 3 by 4 into 2 2 by 5 into 3 4 by 7. Right? Getting that? Now first convert these mixed fractions into the normal one. This is 7 by 4, 12 by 5 and 25 by 7. Is that clear? Right? Now 7 into 12 into 25 upon 4 into 5 into 7. Okay. Now we will see that if we can cut any pair of numerator denominator, is there any common factor? So yes, we can subtract, we can divide 4 and 12. This is 3 times, right? 7 can be cut and 5 times is 25. So what you're left with? You're left with 3 and 5. 3 into 5 in numerator. In denominator, you are having 1, so we are not writing it here. If you want, you can write it 1 into 1, right? Like this. And this will become 15 upon 1, which is 15. Okay. So in this way, we can multiply, we can divide fractions together. Is it clear? Now, coming to rational numbers. Okay. So what are rational numbers? And what is the difference between rational number and a fraction? Fraction and rational number. So there is a difference. In fraction, we also have numerator and denominator. In rational number also we have a numerator and a denominator. But there is a difference, right? In fraction, the A and B, the numerator and denominator, are natural numbers. What are these? These are natural numbers, right? And B is not equal to 0, right? The value of B should not be equal to 0. And A and B are natural numbers. Natural number means either they are 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, means all counting numbers, right? The value of A and B are all counting numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, right? But in rational number, this P and Q are integers. What are these? These are integers. Okay, and Q should not be equal to 0, right? So this condition is same in both. B is not equal to 0, Q is not equal to 0, right? Means denominator should not be equal to 0. Why? If denominator becomes 0, if it is 0, it becomes undefined form, right? Is that clear? So if the denominator is 0, it is an infinity, and we don't know where is infinity, so we say that this is undefined form, right? So the B and Q means denominator should not be equal to 0, right? So are you getting what is the difference between a fraction and rational number? दोनों देखने में एक जैसे लगते हैं, right? Okay, but rational number में क्या है? ये integers हैं. P and Q are integers, means they can have positive values. P and Q can have positive values, they can have negative values. But in fraction, A and B have only positive values, right? Okay. However, all fractions are rational numbers also. Is that clear? Okay. So rational number is a bigger set of number which includes all fractions, decimals, integers, whole numbers, natural numbers. All includes in this rational number, right? So rational number is a bigger set of numbers in mathematics which include all of them. Getting that? Everybody getting this? Yes or no? That all fractions are rational numbers? Is that clear? Right. So all rational numbers are not fractions. Fractions is a part of whole. Fraction is a part of whole, right? This whole can be anything. This whole can be a food item. It can be a log, right? It can be anything, right? Which can be divided. Okay. So this division cannot be negative, right? So fraction cannot be negative, right? Okay. But rational number can be negative. It can be positive. Now, coming to when we are adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing the rational number, right? So similar type of rules as we did in the integers, we have to follow here, right? Suppose you have two rational numbers, okay, minus A upon B, right? And minus C upon D, right? Okay, so if they are unlike rational numbers, you have to make their denominator same. Is that clear? Then only you can add or subtract them, right? So addition, subtraction of rational number is similar as you are doing in fractions, right? Okay, that means you have to first make their denominator same, and after that you can add and subtract. So we will be doing some questions based on it, okay? And when you are multiplying them, suppose you are multiplying A upon B with C upon minus C upon D, then your result will be A into C upon B into D, and this is a positive rational number, right? Why? Because your both rational number are negative. Okay. So whenever you are multiplying two rational numbers, your result will be positive, right? And if you are multiplying one rational number which is negative with another rational number which is positive, your result will be negative, right? And you will be getting minus A into C upon B into D. Is that clear? Okay. So the same thing we have to follow here, same rules we have to follow here while doing operations on rational numbers. Now let's see some question based on it. There is a standard form also, standard form of the rational number. And the standard form of the rational number is that form in which the denominator is positive, right? And P and Q, suppose you are having a number, a rational number P upon Q, right? So the standard form will be the one in which Q is positive and P and Q do not, P and Q having HCF 1. HCF of P and Q is 1, right? So this form is called the standard form. Getting it? So you should know this. What is the standard form? Suppose if you are having a number 36 upon minus 45, right? Okay. So what do you have to do? You have to first shift this negative sign upwards, right? So whenever you have negative sign, there is only one negative sign, means either numerator is positive, is negative, or your denominator is negative. You can shift this sign anywhere, right? That means you can write it as minus 36 upon 45. That is same. Okay, are you getting that? So if you have only one negative sign, means either your numerator is negative or your denominator is negative. So you can put this negative sign anywhere, right? So we have first convert this positive negative denominator into the positive one, and then we will find what is the HCF of 36 and 45, right? So what is the HCF of 36 and 45? What is it? 9, right? 9 is the HCF of 36 and 45. So we will divide 36 minus 36 and 45 with 9, and this will become minus 4 upon 5. So what is minus 4 upon 5? This is the standard form of 36 upon minus 45, right? So इसका standard form ये है. Is that clear? So what is the standard form? Standard form of a rational number is the form where the denominator is positive and the HCF of both the numbers, both numerator and denominator numbers, should be 1, right? Okay, that means it should be in the lowest term. Getting that? It should be in the lowest form, simplest form. Is that clear? Right? Now, if you need to compare two fractions, right? Two fractions, which is greater and which is smaller, right? Suppose you have minus 13 upon 7. You are comparing. And 39 upon minus 21. You have to compare them, which is greater and which is smaller. So what you have to do? First, shift this negative sign, right? Okay, first shift this negative sign. So rewrite the numbers, minus 13 upon 7, and this shift this negative sign to upward. So it will become minus 39 upon 21. So first shift them, shift the negative sign, right? And rewrite the numbers. Now do the cross multiplication. I hope everybody know what is cross multiplication. Right? We will find out the cross multiplication product and we'll see which is greater and which is smaller. Right? So write down minus 13 into 21. So what is minus 13 and 21? Minus
273.
Right? Similarly, if you multiply minus 39 with 7, what you will be getting?
Ma'am, minus 273.
Minus 273. So
Ma'am,
you
we
can
could
see
like
both
we
are
could
same.
reduce
Ma'am, they are
them.
equal.
Right?
Ma'am, may I
So
go to the
both,
washroom?
yes. So both are same. That means what? They are equivalent rational number. Right? Both are equal. So minus 13 by 7 is equal to minus 39 by 21. Both are equivalent rational numbers. So in this way, you can find out whether the given rational number are equivalent, greater than, or smaller, right? Which one is greater, which one is small. Everybody getting this? Similar method we will be using here, right? Which we are using to compare the fraction. Just one thing you have to take care that while doing cross multiplication, right? Before doing that, you have to first convert the negative denominator into positive one. Otherwise, you will get wrong answer. Is that clear? So if your denominator is negative, shift that sign to upwards, right? Okay, it is same, right? Whether you write 39 upon minus 21 or minus 39 upon 21, both are same thing, right? Both are negative rational numbers. Okay, so first make their denominator positive, and after that you can do the cross multiplication and you will check which product is greater and which is smaller. Is that clear? Now suppose if you have to compare the rational numbers, right? Or you have to arrange them in ascending or descending order, right? You have to first make their denominator same. Okay. Again, by before taking the LCM, you have to first convert the negative denominator into the positive one. After that, you will take the LCM and then you can convert. Is that clear? Shall I take an example? For example, arrange in ascending order. Right? And these are minus 3 by 5, 7 by minus 10, and minus 5 by 6. We have to arrange them in ascending order, right? So as you can see here, all three rational numbers are negative. Abhinav, keep a video on. All three rational numbers are negative, right? And 7 by minus 10 have negative denominator, right? So what we have to first do, we have to first rewrite them, and we will shift this negative sign upwards, right? Isko yahan shift karenge. Okay? So it will become minus 7 by 10 and minus 5 by 6, right? So first rewrite the rational numbers. Now find out the LCM of the denominator. नेगेटिव नंबर्स का एलसीएम एचसीएफ नहीं निकालना है, ठीक है? अगर कोई आपका नेगेटिव नंबर है उसको पहले पॉजिटिव कर लीजिए, उसके बाद आप एलसीएम फाइंड करिए, राइट? नाउ एलसीएम ऑफ 5, 10 and 6, right? So what is the LCM of 5, 10 and 6? It is
30.
It is 30, right? So write down. Now do the same process, right? We have to convert each and every denominator equal to 30, right? So first write down the first one, minus 3 by 5. Now we have to convert this 5 to 30. So we will multiply with 6, right? Priyansh, are you getting this? So we will multiply the numerator also by 6. So it will become minus 18 upon 30, right? Similarly, we'll do the same thing for another one, minus 7 by 10. Multiply by 3 to make it 30. And we will multiply numerator also with 30. So it will become minus 21 upon 30, right? Similarly, the third one, third rational number is minus 5 by 6. Minus 5 by 6 into, right, to make it 30, we have to multiply by 5. Here also we'll multiply by 5. So it will become minus 25 upon 30. So now your new rational numbers are minus 18 upon 30, right? Minus 18 upon 30, minus 21 upon 30, and minus 25 by 30. Now among these, which is the smallest one? Can you tell me? Which is the smallest one?
Ma'am, minus 18 by 30.
Ma'am, minus 25
Ma'am,
by
minus
30.
20.
No, sorry, minus 25 by 30.
25 by 30.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. I thought you were in positive. Sorry, ma'am.
Be attentive in the class, okay? Minus 25 by 30. Kriyansh, are you getting that? Then
Yes.
the next bigger number is minus 21 by 30. And the biggest one is minus 18 by 30, right? So when the numbers are negative, whether they are negative rational numbers or they are integers, negative integers, right? The one which is having the smallest numerical value is bigger one. It is the biggest, okay, right? And the one which is having the higher numerical value is actually smallest. Is that clear? Ulta chalega, right? So in negative side, it is just opposite, right? So the number which is more nearer to 0 is actually the bigger number, right? So minus 18 is more nearer in comparison to minus 35. And that's why minus 18 is bigger than minus 25. So this is how we have compared them and we have arranged them in a ascending order. Is that clear? Now, suppose we have to add. We have to add and subtract the rational numbers, right? Okay. Suppose we have.
Ma'am, you forgot to like arrange them in the raw form, original form.
Yeah, you can convert them in the raw form, right? So you can write them like minus 25 by 30 is corresponding to minus 5 by 6. Then minus 21 by 30 is minus 7 by 10. And minus 18 by 30 is minus 3 by 5. So you have to last you have to write down in their original form, right? Which we have to compare, right? So this is our answer. Now, next question. Suppose we have to add 2 plus minus 1 by 2 plus minus 3 by 4. We have to add these rational numbers, right? As you can see, two rational numbers are negative and one is positive, right? Getting that? Minus 1 by 2 and minus 3 by 4. These are the negative rational number, right? You can write 2 as 2 by 1. Okay. Write this like this and this, right? So we are putting them in the bracket so that we do not confuse. Now, we can simplify these two signs because we have two signs together, plus and minus. So we will simplify them to make it 1. So when there is a plus and you have minus inside, plus minus is minus. So it will become minus 1 by 2. Similarly, plus and minus inside, plus minus minus, minus 3 by 4. Now, Again, we will first find out the LCM. So LCM of 1, 2, and 4 is?
4.
It is 4. So write
Ma'am,
down
4.
the 4 as the common LCM, common denominator. Right now, write down. This is 2 into 1, 4 times is 4. So we'll multiply with 4. Minus. Write down this 1 here. 1 into 2. 2 times is 4. So we'll write down 2 here. Minus 3. 3. Multiply by 4. 1 time is 4.
Into
So we'll
1.
write down 1. Right? So in this way, we will write down the numerator part. Now we will solve it. 4 into 2 is 8 minus 2 minus 3 upon 4. So 8 minus 2 minus 3. These are negative integers. Same rule follow करने हैं जो integers में थे. Minus 2 और minus 3 दोनों negative sign integers हैं. So we will simply add the numerical values. So it will become 8 minus 5 upon 4. Now 8 minus 5 is 3. 3 by 4.
3.
So what is the answer of their addition? Addition of these rational number? It is 3 by 4. Is that clear? Similarly, when you are subtracting, simplify. Simplify, right? What you have to do? Not simplify, subtract. Minus 3 by 4 from minus 5 by minus 8. Minus 3 by 4 from, subtract minus 3 by 4 from minus 5 by minus 8. So first write down in the mathematical expression form. So हमें इसको subtract करना है इसमें से, right? We have to subtract the first rational number from the second one. So we will first write down the second rational number, minus 5 by minus 8 and minus 3 by 4, right? So we have to subtract this from this, right? So put them in the bracket and put a negative sign because you are subtracting, right? Addition होता तो यहाँ पे addition sign आ जाता, right? Is that clear? Now, when both numerator and denominator are negative, this is a positive rational number, right? So instead of writing minus 5 by minus 8, you can simply write it as 5 by 8. क्योंकि दोनों numerator और denominator positive है, negative है, तो ये एक positive rational number है, right? Minus 3 by 4. Now you have two sign, एक minus ये है, एक minus ये है, तो इनको solve करने से पहले हमें इसको simplify करना पड़ेगा, right? So what we have to do, we have to first convert it into the single sign. So minus will become minus will become Priyansh. What I should write here?
Ma'am, plus.
Plus, right? So 5 by 8 plus 3 by 4. Okay. Now again, as you can see, these are unlike rational numbers, right? So we will write down their LCM. 8 and 4 LCM is 8 only, right? 5 into 1 plus 3 into 2. Getting that? Everybody be on mute. Okay. So in this way, we can solve this and our answer is 1, 3 by 8, right? So in this way, we can do the subtraction, right? So such rules you need to follow whenever you are adding and subtracting, okay? Similarly, when you are doing multiplication and division, right? Okay, suppose you have to multiply two rational numbers. Simplify. Minus 5 by 9 into 53 upon 63 upon, not 53, this is 63. 63 upon minus 100, right? So as I told you, we can multiply and divide unlike rational numbers also, right? They need not to be having same denominator, right? So you simply write minus 5 into 63 upon 9 into minus 100. Now find out if there is any common factor which can divide any pair of the numerator denominator. So yes, we can divide
3 and 9.
Yes. 9, how many times is 63?
7.
7 times, right? And minus 5, how many times is minus 100?
20.
20 times, right? So minus
20.
7 will cut and 5 20 times is 100. So that's how we will get 7 upon 20. This is the answer. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Similarly, if we are multiplying minus 11 upon 9 into minus 21 upon minus 44. Right? So first write down, multiply the numerator and denominator separately and write them. Okay. 9 into minus 44. And now find out the common factor. Right? So minus 11 and minus 44. Right? It will go for 4 times. Minus 11 into 4 is minus 44. Right? Similarly, 9 and 21. Both are divisible by 3. 3 is 9 and 3 minus 7 times is 21. Minus 21. Right? So what you will be getting now? You will be getting minus 7 upon 3 into 4. Right? That is minus 7 upon 12. And this is the answer. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So in this way, we can solve this question. Okay. Now, suppose we have to divide, right? Minus 65 upon 14 divided by 13 upon minus 7. Right? Now we are dividing two rational numbers. Again, same rule we will follow as we have done in fractions, that when you are dividing one fraction to another fraction, we convert it into the multiplication, right? So division will convert into multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the other rational number, right? So the reciprocal of this number will be minus 7 upon 13. Okay, so we have converted division into multiplication. Now we will follow the same rule of multiplication, right? Now, minus 7 and 14. You can cut this twice, and this is minus 1, right? 13, 5 is 65, so this is minus 5. So this is minus 5 into minus 1 upon 2, right? So this is 5 upon 2. Minus 5 into minus 1 is 5. 5 by 2 is the answer when you are dividing these two rational numbers. Is that clear? Another type of question, suppose you have to find a number here divided by minus 7 by 5 is equal to 10 by 19. Means you have to find a number which when divided by minus 7 by 5, you are getting 10 by 19. Please see to the screen. Now, what you can do is you can assume that suppose this number is x, right? So x divided by minus 7 by 5 is equal to 10 by 19 and we have to find the value of x, right? Now, again, what we will do? We will first convert this division into multiplication. You can do like this way. So you can write it as x into 5 by minus 7 is equal to 10 by 19. Now, what you can do is to find the value of x, you have to take this rational number to other side, right? When you are taking the number to other side, it will go in division because it is in multiplication with x. So when it go to the other side, it will go in division. So write down 10 upon 19 divided by 5 upon minus 7. Okay. Now again, you can divide this. You can convert this division into multiplication by taking the reciprocal, right? So this is like this. Okay, so x will be 10 into minus 7 upon 19 into 5. So you can see that 5 and 10 can be cut, right? Now 19 cannot be cut, right? So you'll be getting x is equal to 2 into minus 7, which is minus 14 upon 19. So what is the value of x? Minus 14 upon 19. Okay. Other way to do this, you can directly transpose this term to here, right? And it will go in multiplication, right? So rather converting this into multiplication on the left hand side, you can transpose it directly, means x divided by minus 7 by 5 is equal to 19, 10 by 19, right? So what you can do, you can simply take this number to that side, right? Since it is in division, when it go to the other side, it will go in multiplication, right? So you will get the same form again, right? Look at here, this and this. You are having the same form, right? So whether you that way or this way, both are same. So again, you will be getting the same thing and you get right, you will get the answer minus 14 upon 19. Is this clear? So in this way, you can do multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition of rational numbers. So I hope Everybody understood like what are the basics and how to handle these type of questions, right? How to do multiple operations together, whether you are having integers or fractions or rational numbers. Do you have any doubt? Please ask.